I got my list. Just about got everything out of the way before we leave. So a few more things. No. You gotta be kidding me. It's hydraulic oil. Well, I guess it's better that it happened here than while we're on the road. One more thing to fix. Pinhole, just a tiny pinhole, and our hydraulic reservoir is down over a quart of fluid. All that's showing is one drop on that orange 1/4 inch line, maybe an ounce of that red fluid on the jack pad. Thank goodness it's not one of the hoses that runs through the belly of this rig. It's maybe only about 5 feet long. Might have been made just a little too short and/or clamped too tight to the frame. Time and movement equals failure of the line. Thinking that a custom hose has got to be expensive, and while trying to research and service it, we found some hoses for over $100 and might take a few weeks to arrive. YouTube to the rescue, we found that several RVers had similar problems with their leveling jacks. What did they do? Well, they did what we did. Put blocks under the front of the RV, then raised the jacks to take the pressure off of the system. Now, I asked Jerry, and he had the blocks. They're old railroad ties cut to about 2.5 foot sections, and some time to help to make sure that I didn't drop the rig on myself. It was a piece of cake. Then we disconnected the leaky hose, let the fluid in it drain, then headed over to a local hose manufacturer of hydraulic lines. These guys took the old hose, a 2200 PSI stiff flex line, measured it, added a few extra inches, then used a press to crimp on the new fittings. In 10 minutes, we had a brand new, same color, more flexible, and higher PSI rated, that's 3100 PSI line. We took it back and Jerry fished it back through the fire retardant spray-in styrofoam, and it fit perfectly. We tightened the fittings hand tight, then snugged with a wrench, and then 1/4 turn more. Now, most of us shade tree mechanics are used to hydraulic lines and systems that require bleeding to work properly, like a car brake system. great thing is that this type of system has a return line to each jack, so you don't really have to go through that great laborious bleeding thing. Just make sure that the reservoir is full after the line is installed, then cycle the jacks a few times to be sure the system is back to specs. Now, with the jacks retracted, refill the reservoir and hit auto level if it's available. Bingo, you're done. That just saved us a lot of time and money. Now, the next morning, Grizz and I got up early and headed into Scottsdale for his vet visit. He is such a sweet little soul, and most everyone who meets him falls in love with him instantly. He made friends with Courtney immediately, and that helped to be able to leave him for his procedure.
Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?
We would be back in the early afternoon while he was out. We would be moving our rig to the park we would stage at before heading north. Shelley had an appointment after we made the move, and just as soon as it was over, we got the call to pick our little man up. They said he was in recovery and everyone was in love with him. Courtney brought him out wearing his cone of shame.
Where's the cone of shame?
Sorry, donut of shame. And he still looked somewhat snowed, but not so much that he couldn't shoot me a look as if to say, this is just not right. While out, he had some of his stubborn baby teeth, they call them deciduous, removed, the hair in his ears pulled, and his nails trimmed. He whimpered in confusion, but was reassured to be in Mom's arms. Our vet is a wonderful man. After all, he is the vet for most of the canine units throughout the valley, including the ones on my team. And the staff, everyone, is awesome. Grizz slept for the rest of the day, and in the morning is so much more like himself. In the next video, we're going to get an oil, filter, and lube done on Beast. We'll change the oil and filter in our own generator, then sanitize the fresh water tank in the rig, and descale, flush, and change out the anode in the water heater. With any luck, that will be it. And then we can be on our way north. Good thing too, the forecast is for triple digits around here. Folks, if it is your first time here, or you're a return visitor, please consider subscribing. It's free. And don't forget to like each video. It really does help the channel. Thank you all for riding along on this wonderful journey of discovery we are all on. Looking forward to seeing you again next Sunday at 5 p.m. Arizona time, or maybe out on the road. So of course, please, travel safe.